This tutorial will cover our magic wand and our quick selection tools. The magic wand and quick selection tools are used to create selections based on color and color ranges. In many cases, the selections that can be made are very intricate and could never be achieved at all by any of the shape selection tools. So we're going to work with the area over here with the flowers and the leaves. As you can see, we have not been over here just yet. Let's go ahead and get into this area of our page. And we'll work with our magic wand first. It is this little tool here. And we have some options on the bar that are specific to this tool. Let's go ahead and explore or talk about what some of those are. We're going to use this one, and it will works best with colors that border contrasting colors too. So like the purples to the greens or the purples to the reds, it'll really stand out there and work nice. But we can also change what's called our tolerance, and that is up here on our options bar. And the tolerance is that tonal ranges of how, let's say purple, if I clicked on one single purple over here, oops, it didn't do it because I'm on the wrong layer. Let me get back on my background layer. And if I click on that, it picks up all the purples within a 32 pixel color range of the one pixel I clicked on. Now it's nowhere near close to that purple, but it did, I'm the green here, but it didn't get quite some of these deeper purples. Okay. Now, once I click to set one of those kind of selections, I can go over here and add to my selection or whatever. But first I'm going to go ahead and actually move down here. I'm going to go for the leaves in this case. And another thing that we want to make sure that we have clicked on or check marked is the anti-allays. That makes a smoother edge to our selections. And contiguous, meaning that the pixels next to, sample only ones that are closest to or next to those. You can play around with changing those items if you want. We'll go ahead and leave our tolerance at the default is at 32, but we'll make some changes later on our tolerance. And let's go ahead and move our cursor over the green leaves in the center of our arrangement. Click and release singularly. Now if we want, we can utilize any of the subtract from or add to our selection. Let's say I want to get a little bit more of those lighter greens there, add to it. Didn't pick up a lot of the dark greens, which that's fine. I really didn't want these really dark greens there, but I can go ahead and when I like the selection I have, go ahead and copy and paste, Control V. And notice it'll paste it right above our most recent active lake background. And we're going to go ahead and go to that layer that it's pasted on and move that just so that we can kind of see it off to the side, or we can even turn the eyeball of our background off. All right, now we are going to try out, for additional practice, we can attempt to select our hydrangea flowers using our magic wand. We'll definitely need to either use add selection button areas. Right. Oops. It picked all of that on layer 3 that had nothing in it. So let's deselect. Make sure we go back to our background. So we're actually clicking on these hydrangea flowers. And I would be clicking and having to add into all these areas quite a bit because of my tolerance. Now I can change my tolerance and increase it some if I want. Let's say if I go to 45. And when I click, notice how it picked up a wider range of all of those. Just trying to get some of these lighter ones, and I just keep clicking in these areas until I have more of a solid selection in this. Oh, and when I picked that one, whatever that one was, picked up a lot of these lighter pixels in those areas. Maybe I don't want those, so I'm going to subtract from that and click on those areas out there that I did not want. I can go back to adding to my selection and moving it further and further into areas I got some more I did not want. So you can play around with that. It's going to kind of have fun. You get learning how to control that. You can change around different things over here in Select. You can also modify edges, smooth them, expand them, contract them, feather them. You can try all that out and copy and paste just to see what different things are going to do for you. I'm not going to go into all of that. You experiment on your own. But I do want to take a moment to show you the other selection tool based on our color ranges, and it's our quick selection tool. It looks like a paintbrush with a marquee behind it. Let us go ahead and deselect what we have right now. And then once we select this one, you can see our options change. We can create a new selection. We can add to the selection. This icon in the furthest left will always show us which tool we actually have selected and if we had any presets to it. We won't go that in depth in the program though. But what this will allow us to do is to click and kind of paint into an area. And this program wants to take a little bit longer. But it's going to jump to my high contrast edges. And I can click and let go, but as long as I have my add to selection, I can grow this, keep going out until it hits these contrast edges of the color contrast in pixels. And just depending on how fast your computer may be running, you can make your selections fairly quickly. And see how that actually got a lot of those purple flowers much faster than trying to use my magic wand. It's just going to take you some practicing and playing around with these different selection tools to realize which ones are going to be the better option for what you are trying to actually select. All right. Now, you can zoom into areas if you wanted to get or subtract from some areas, even while you have the selection going on. There we go. And as I zoom in, I can nearly see all my pixels. I'll go back to my selection wand, but I'm going to subtract from it. And I want to take out these yellow pixels and see how it moved it in from both of those. And that's fine there. I can also change the size of what my pixel brush is getting here. It's getting 15 pixels across. If you could zero in and count those little squares across there, I should have 15 pixels. And then I could move around my image as I would need to and add or subtract as I need to. I'm pretty happy with this one, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom out. And move this over so that when I copy paste one last time, the program catch up with me. And where did my selection go? There it is. All right, making sure I'm on the background with those pixels, I'm going to copy and then paste. Notice it pasted it right there on this layer. This was my quick selection tool, whereas the one before was my magic wand. It was the leaves. Alright, so my quick selection, I'm going to go back to that layer. I'm going to go to my move tool and I can move that. Now notice that I have some overlapping going on here, and that is because my hydrangea layer with my quick selection is lower in the list than my layer 2, which had my magnetic lasso. I could move this one up above that layer, and you can see it will overlap that. So when you begin to make your selections to make your composite for your mood board, you can easily and with confidence make your selections. Use the selection tool that suits best your needs. And when you copy and paste, you can copy it out of one file, move to your composite file to paste it into there. They don't have to be pasted into the same file. But when you do things like that, then you will find that you can move and manage your stacking order of your layers in order to move your images around. Let's see, one of the other things that's kind of fun, as long as, remember, you have to go to that layer where that item is. With your layers, you can also play around with your opacities, where you can kind of see through different images to layers underneath. I'll explore that a little bit further in depth when I have a tutorial that will explain some of the composite work for your mood board. But this one was to focus on our magic wand and our quick selection tool. They're both right here. All right. Have fun making selections.